remember, for undergraduate education, India is the only solution and the best solution. Even today in US, any top university, if the student is from IIT and NIT, the respect is altogether different than someone had an education, because they do not consider it's a BTech degree or MTech degree, but they consider the ecosystem through which the student has studied, the kind of peers and the kind of struggle, the kind of teamwork they have generated over a period of time, and it will make you more robust. And to me, masters and PhD program in abroad is certainly a good choice.
That the undergraduate programs must be in East. The postgraduate education may be in West, we don't mind. Because 16, 17 year is very, very, I think, versatile, young age, getting into a global environment at the age of 16 is certainly tough for anyone to get adjusted. So undergraduate program, to me, considering your background, your words, I think Indian education is certainly a win-win situation. My son, who is currently at Georgia Tech as a PhD student, directly after BTech, and Jafar met him yesterday. He's in Dubai only with me, and he's taking his flight tonight. After his +2, there is a lot of dilemma. I was actually a resident of Canada because I was teaching in Canada long back. There was a time when I was thinking like you people, that if I settle down in Canada, then my son will get into University of Toronto with a less fees. That was my thought process at that time. But in a whole night argument with another professor of IIT, I'm not naming it, the whole idea got changed that night. I have decided that my kids will do undergraduate only in India. Even they could have gone to anywhere in the world. उसके बाद उनको higher study बाहर भेजना है. God is very kind. He has done BTech in Electronics Communication from IIT Roorkee. And today he is doing direct PhD at Georgia. So I do not know why, as a parent, I am very satisfied that my बच्चे जो है वो undergraduate India में किए और postgraduate actually US में कर रहे, and they are topping the class now. He is the top 1% of Georgia Tech today. So what I wanted to say, our undergraduate program in India is so robust. वो जो भूल जाइए कि बाथरूम क्या है, खाना पीना क्या है, ये छोटे छोटे चीज में मत जाइए. आप बच्चे को एक्चुअली एक एग्जामिनेशन को भेजिए और बच्चे इतना अच्छा निकल के आएगा. आज की डेट में do you feel that IIT Delhi is a Indian conservative classroom? No, it is a cosmopolitan. Why I'm actually focusing on this JEE mains? This is not to get a seat. It will change the whole life of the candidate. Because उन्होंने एक बड़ा, जैसे कि क्लास में बच्चे टॉपर बनते हैं, not for getting that trophy, but जो confidence level है कि मैं क्लास की टॉपर हूँ, इस तरह कोई JEE mains एक्चुअली एलन सेंटर ऑफ एक्चुअली दुबई से क्वालिफाई करके बीटेक करके और MS US में करेंगे, तो उनका जो लाइफ स्ट्रक्चर बनेगा ना, that will make a strong individual. I don't see JEE today. Why JEE Advanced is IITs are popular in the world today. It is not about they know more mathematics. No. They learn how to accept failures. दिन में 100 प्रॉब्लम एक्चुअली करते हुए उससे 50 प्रॉब्लम गलती को एक्सेप्ट करते हुए अगले दिन दोबारा 100 प्रॉब्लम करने का जो क्षमता उनको जो मिला, वो स्ट्रेंथ एक्चुअली आपको जेईई एडवांस सिखाएगा. I think they have to, once they do a proper +2 or good schooling and CBSE, because they are all integral part of JEE mains. It is not true that one cannot concentrate on +2 and get qualified to JEE mains. Both go parallelly. Am I right? So आप जितना डेप्थ के साथ, जितने अच्छे तरीके से अपनी +2 को करेंगे, that become a good ingredient for your actually JEE mains qualification. So to me, CBSE +2 is a subset of JEE mains. This is what you have to do it, and bit of higher level will make you there.
if your ward is interested to have computer science education during undergraduate, NITs through international opportunities can give an opportunity to make career in computer science with a regular merit. Even otherwise, also through minor program, they can achieve the goal of being a computer scientist or artificial intelligence scientist. MNIT Jaipur has recently introduced a BTech program, which is second year now, last 2 years, called as Artificial Intelligence and Data Engineering. I think this is the only program in the whole country where it talks about data engineering instead of data science.
It is not an opportunity, but it is mandatory to have minor specialization to become a successful entrepreneur, startups, job opportunity. So it is mandatory today. To me, for example, you are a civil engineer and you like to have minor in architecture. Very good idea. You are a metallurgy with a minor in mechanical. Good idea. Am I right? You are a computer science and minor in AI. What a combination.
The other big part I think which we keep forgetting is the different culture in which students in the Middle East are used to in their schooling from grade 1 to grade 10 versus how a student studying in a Kota, in a Delhi, in a Hyderabad university. So most parents do come back to us saying that, my child, why we did there, why we did go end up in a school in Hyderabad or in institutes. There was a bit of culture shock. Let's accept it. That culture shock is going to be there. For a student who studied in Indian institute or like Indian school in Dammam or in the IHS Sharjah here, for you to go and integrate from day one perfectly fine in, let's say, modern institute in Kota, it's going to be a Herculean task for the child predominantly. And to do that in the 2 years where he's supposed to give this 200% to prepare for JEE mains, I feel we're asking too much maybe from the kids. And interestingly, I think that is precisely what Yatharth's mother said probably a year ago, when Yatharth was the first one to be the outside India topper in JEE mains last year. And she went when we were felicitating him. She said we were in 10th standard and we were actually evaluating should we move Yatharth to Ahmedabad where they had their relatives and let him do his plus 2 there. But then she said that because we found out that Alan was now in the Middle East,
I am very sure he'll be much, much more successful than any BTech student in US today.
How easy it is for the students studying abroad to get into premier institutes like NITs. We have compiled a small data. If you just look at the data for NIT Trichy, for Indian student, the cutoff rank is somewhere around 5066. But for a student taking admission from DASA, for them the closing rank is 18,737, which is almost 3.7x. This is the benefit the students studying abroad get. Here we have marked NIT Jaipur also. If you can see, 4,968 was the closing rank for Indian students, but for the DASA student, it is 1,85,000. It is almost 37x. For electronics, you can see 41x. This is the kind of opportunity, and we knew we have to build the students' rigor as per this data shows, because most of the students are unaware. They think that, okay, the opportunity here, most of the students are discussing is about UK, US, Canada. But you have the opportunity of going into the best NITs and triple ITs by taking the advantage of DASA. And that's how we have prepared our entire academic program, where students are getting successful in JEE mains and also going to JEE advance.
Just for the benefit of audience here, please go to the NIT Trichy website. This 5,000, because Indian system, education system also goes with bit of reservation policies. We have open category, we have OBC, we have SC, ST, and so on and so forth. So this is basically, please remember, it is the last cut of the whole class. And probably this is 3.7 times, will be more than 10 times and 15 times
if you open.
If you consider the open category.
Yes.
can assure you that MNIT Jaipur take care of your kids as their own kids.
We don't consider that Dubai is far away from India. Back to be very honest. We feel you people are this part of it. And students are expected to enjoy, and they're also to be told how to accept a bit of failure and bit of stress. And to me, actually, academic stress is a good practice. I mean, most of you seem to be those, kind of first generation Indians in Dubai. मेहनत करना अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन हम बच्चे को कैसे समझाएं कि मेहनत करना एक अच्छा चीज है? Probably Ellen will take that responsibility to make them academics quite easy. So MNIT Jaipur, we have introduced a program. Perhaps most of the institutions in the country to have this scheme. We call it as actually minor and major programs. That means you enter into the campus to electrical, mechanical, civil, or any specialization. But if you are keen to be expert on a particular specialization, you will not be free from that opportunity. Means you can have electrical engineering as your major, and you can have computer science as your minor.
Thank you.